Hi. All right. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Go ahead and do me a favor and share this feed. We are going to have a great call tonight. We're going to get into some really good information that I think will be really helpful. Hi, how are you? You guys doing good tonight? Hi, Crystal. How are you? I hope you had a great day. I hope so. All right, who else is on here tonight? Come on in the room. Hi, Vanessa. Hey, hey, hey. Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, Nebraska. All right, Nebraska. Thanks for jumping on here tonight. Go ahead and share this feed with me. We have a lot of great information that I think is really going to help you guys to set real clear, concrete goals for 2025. There's still time to get, going and supersede your goals as we get ready to go into the first quarter. Man, we're like in the second month. Wait, like slick, real talk. We about to be at the last month of the first quarter next month. Can you believe that, Sidonia? So we definitely want to make sure that we are tracking and on point and doing the things that we need to be doing and taking action steps towards those goals. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with prayer, and then we're going to get into some good conversation. And I have somebody coming on the live tonight that I think is going to help to expound and bring some more clarity and confidence to you and what your next steps need to be. So, Father, right now in Jesus' name, we thank you so much for your goodness, your mercy, your loving kindness. I thank you, Lord, for the plans that you have for us for 2025. Our big plans, they're huge plans, they're good plans, and we receive those good and huge plans. God, we thank you that you are the God that does supernaturally, exceedingly, and abundantly above all that we could ask or think, according to the power of God that's already working on the inside of us. Now, God, I thank you for the angels of territory, residential property, commercial property, land developments, new developments. We release you now to go forth and bring all the pieces and the parts together. We thank you for favor with everyone from the White House to the mayor's house to city council, so that we can do big business and real estate in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, great. So Trina, that's what we're talking about tonight, is real estate. Go ahead. If you are not following me right now, if you're not a part of my community, I want to encourage you to text WELL to 615-802-7530. And if you're ready to make a move after this live, you can text in there and just text invest, Joyce, and we'll go ahead and get ready to get you started. So I started investing in real estate in 2017. I had a mentor that really helped me to kind of kick it off. I knew I wanted to get in it, but I promise you, I don't know heads from tails. I didn't know where to buy. I didn't know what to buy. I didn't know what was a good deal, what wasn't a good deal. And because of mentorship, I was able to build a very strong portfolio in 2017, held a lot of those properties, and then ended up selling quite a few of them in 2021. And then in 2023, went back in strong on real estate, and particularly wanting to buy and hold. Buy and flips are great because it allows you to hit a nice little lick, but the buy and holds is really where you create real strong, good residual income, right? So you got that rental income coming in every single month. So now let me say this. Anytime you want to buy something, Vanessa, so let's just say, Vanessa, you're ready to build your house, or you're ready to buy a house, or you're ready to buy your penthouse, or you're ready to buy your condo, whatever you want to buy, maybe a car, maybe tuition. What you want to do, Sidonia, is you want to create a cash flowing asset that pays for that. So let's just say, for example, you're ready to go and you're ready to buy let's just say your dream car, a Lamborghini or a Cullinan, like mine. I want a Cullinan, Rolls Royce, right? So let's just say that Cullinan is going to be $2,500 a month. So then what I want to do is get maybe a duplex that is cash flowing $2,500 a month after I pay the mortgage. And if there's any utilities on it, I want $2,500 a month coming in just from that duplex. I know that's going to pay for my Rolls Royce. Okay. So let's just say you want to go back to school, Shay, and you're like, hey, tuition is going to be $1,500 a month. Okay. What you want to do is go and buy, a single family or a 3 or a 4 door that's going to pay for that $1,500 every single month. Honestly, you probably could get a good single family deal, buy and hold, that will pay for your tuition every single month. This is how the wealthy get wealthy, because as long as you have to work for your money, you're going to have to work hard. And so this is why real estate and getting involved with real estate as soon as you possibly can is very, very, very important. Vanessa says she shared this with 3 friends. Thank you so much. I want to encourage all of you to share this feed right now. Seriously. Because I believe that this is very, very, very important for 2025, that you begin to move very, very strategically, and that every single day you are working towards your goals. So again, I want to repeat that. Whatever you're going to go buy, or let's just say you already own something. Let's say you already have a car note, or you already have tuition, or you already have a mortgage. In your mind, Bonnie, what you want to be thinking, we miss you this weekend, but what you want to be thinking is, okay, let me go and buy this single family or this duplex or this tri or this 4 so that that cash can start coming in. And now that bill is being paid for with rental income and not me working. As long as you are having to work to pay your bills, right, you're going to always have to work hard, or you're going to have to work more, right? And so the whole goal is to be able to work smarter. So what happens with real estate, imagine this, you start off with, let's say you start off with 2 duplexes, and each duplex is bringing you $3,000 a month. That's $6,000 a month coming in from your duplexes, but let's just say the mortgage on the duplexes combined is $2,500. How much money do you have net? You're bringing in $6,000 rental income, okay, right, Charlene? But the payment on those 2 duplexes is $2,500. Are you following me? Are you following me? So if those 2 duplexes cost you $2,500, mortgage, utilities, property insurance, taxes, and all that, $2,500, but you're bringing in $6,000, what is your net? Well, somebody put that in the comments. What's your net coming in every month? What's your net? Come on, mathematicians. Come on, mathematicians. Bringing in $6,000 rental income. Expenses on those duplexes are $2,500 each. How much does that leave you every single month net? $6,000 minus $2,500, right? What's $6,000 minus $2,500, right? $3,500. Okay. So now you have $3,500 coming in every single month to profit that you can use to pay for that car note, that tuition, the bills, right? Now imagine the goal, Mercedes, is to keep doing that. You don't want to just do it one time. And this is where a lot of investors get stuck. They get one investment property and probably are going to run into some challenges at some point, don't have anyone to mentor them through that. And then they get frustrated and they say, I'm done with real estate. No. No, it's too much money. When you think about the wealthy, one of the main things that the wealthy has is that they have real estate. A big part of their portfolio is built in real estate, because everybody knows that real estate is very steady, it's very consistent, and it's bullish. Rental income is bullish. It's not a fast thing. It's a long game, right? You're looking to refi that property where you can get lower interest rates on it, which brings down your monthly payment. But as long as you're maintaining that property well, you can then go what? Up on the cost of rent. right? So you started off with $2,500 worth of monthly expenses with these two duplexes, but in 2 years, 3 years, if you're able to refi, maybe that $2,500 now goes to $1,900, right, Demetrius? $1,900, and your rental income is up to, let's just say, $6,500. So you reduce your mortgage rate by doing the refi. So you went from $2,500 a month for two duplexes to now $1,900 a month. You were bringing in $6,000, but over a couple years, you're able to keep increasing the rents anywhere from 2 to 5% a year, which is standard. So now where you were getting $6,000 a month, you're now getting $6,500 a month. Come on. You see what I'm saying? So now that's nice. With 6,500 minus 1,900, what is that? 4,600, something like that. That's a very, very good day, right? Okay, so that's the real estate play. And then what you want to do is you want to do it again and again and again. And what you're doing is you're using equity from the first property to help you get the second property, and then the equity from the second property to help you get the third property. So the days of, I want 4 doors, but it's going to take me 4 years, that is absolutely insanity. There's no reason why you have to wait that amount of time. You can do 4 doors literally with one transaction by buying a 4-door. Or if you're a brand new investor, we probably can't get you 4 doors at first, because they like for you to have what they call a scheduler property. They want to know, that we probably can buy maybe a duplex. I like to buy duplexes that we're going to hold. So I'll say, hey, let's get this duplex, and then let's go on to the second duplex. And in the meantime, we're going to be helping you with the lending of it. We're going to make sure that your credit is together so that you got good credit. And then we're going to make sure you get the lending so that you're using the capital, because what stops most African Americans from investing in real estate is lack of access to capital. We have great resources for you to get the capital, right, which is important. So you're not using your money, Joyce. You are using the bank's money to fund your investment products, right? Now, what I want to show you quickly is this is in the city of Detroit. They have some pretty amazing things going on right now in the world of real estate, and I want you to check this out.
And we were thinking a WeWork space, a concert hall, beer garden, no shortage of.
And the school was vacant for about 10 years.
And we were thinking a WeWork space, a concert hall, beer garden, no shortage of ideas on what to do with the space. But after seeking, counsel and advice, we realized that residential is the best path forward for this building.
Welcome to Bowtie High, Homestead, Pennsylvania.
My name's Adam Colucci. I'm 35 years old. I own an audio video company, and I'm a real estate investor.
My name is Jesse Wigg. I'm 35 years old. I'm a real estate agent and a real estate investor.
My name is Dan Spanovich. I'm 42 years old. I'm a real estate developer and a lawyer.
We bought an abandoned high school in Homestead, Pennsylvania for $100,000 and converted it into 31 apartment units.
A 1-bedroom apartment rents for about $1,400 a month, and a 2-bedroom rents for $1,600 a month.
I was made aware that the high school was for sale from a local individual. I live in this area and they know I'm involved in real estate. So the building was brought to me off market. Originally, they were asking $225,000. I put the property under contract initially at $175,000. After inspections, I was able to get them down to $100,000.
So we split all of the profits and the expenses based on our proportional share in the project. We started renting out the units at Bowtie in October 2021 before we had the building completely finished. And it took us about 6 months to lease up the building. All the money we make from Bowtie, we're reinvesting into the Schwab School, which is right across the street, obviously, until that construction's finished.
Okay, so just to kind of show you a little bit of the possibilities there, and I did want you to see one other thing where affordable housing is concerned. Detroit definitely is putting a lot of effort here in the city of Detroit. Let's take a look at here.
A short walk from a reminder of Detroit's industrial past is a vision of its future for affordable housing. A 26,000 square foot historic building, which Shay Dockery now calls home.
I just was once coming from living in a car to now having an actual place to stay. So this really helped my life and my journey.
Dockery is a recently divorced mother of two who says she struggled to find a place within her budget. After an exhaustive months-long search, she heard about the Belle Nord. The rehabbed apartment building sits along Hendry in a quiet residential pocket of Detroit's Midtown with a playground nearby for Dockery's young daughters.
Coming into the community and knowing that I'm somewhere safe, comfortable, and reliable. I love everything about where I live now.
If you look at what we're doing in this area, this was a forgotten, basically abandoned.
A $3 million renovation project revived the Belle Nord, which features upgraded amenities on the inside. It's the latest development in the city's pursuit of providing more affordable housing to Detroiters. Bottom line, all of the building's 29 apartments are targeted for people who make between $31,000 and $50,000 a year, which is at or below the area median income. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan looks at this project as a way to keep Detroiters in the city despite rising property values.
Rising property values are great news for the owners in this city that stayed. It's increasing the wealth in this community. But for people who were renting, I know the pressure you're feeling, and we're going to keep building new units.
The Belle Nord is the second completed project for the Detroit Housing for the Future Fund. 5 more projects are under construction, with 3 additional in the works. In Detroit.
Okay, and I could go on and on and on and on and tell you about a lot of the developments that are happening, Vivian, right there. And so what I want to see is people that look like me and look like you getting their market share. I want to be the one in positions of ownership to be able to help our people. Detroit right now is on the map from the whole world, right? And people are saying that they're coming from all over, from Holland, from Europe, from Canada, literally all over the world to invest in the city of Detroit. And so I want to make sure, again, that we have an opportunity to invest there. Hey, Jason, can you hear me at all? Jason, can you hear me at all? So I asked Jason to get on here. And he is a contractor that does a lot of work in the city of Detroit. And they just do really, really, really great work. And so he is working on joining us. Let me see if I can get him to pick up. I want you guys to hear from him. Okay. Must be trying to still get it together. He had just called me. But yeah, so, you know, the key is to ideally get, hey, Jay, I see you. Yeah, I do see your name here. I just don't see your picture. So you hear me, obviously, because I hear the echo. And you're on your desktop? Okay. Do you see anywhere where it says cam? Oh, I see you now. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, now we can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you and see you.
Great. All right, cool.
Okay, great. Perfect. Okay, how was your day?
Good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. Okay, let's jump right into it. How long have you been doing construction?
We've been at this remodeling model that we're at right now for 2 years now.
Okay, is Miguel, do you want me to bring Miguel on too?
Oh, who's Miguel? Oh, okay. Yeah, you can let him on.
Okay. Hi, Miguel.
How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so for 2 years, and I know that we met a while back, and you came highly recommended. I bought an apartment building from Wendy, and she says she just lets you loose on the property and shows up at the end. So tell me a little bit about how that works.
That's right.
Because one of the things that most investors run into, I've run into it, is deadlines, timelines, and contractors going over budget many times. What is that? How's it kind of working with you guys? How are you doing on your timelines? And how have you been doing with, you give the investor a scope of work, and then how many times do you have to go back and say, oh, and another thing? Or are you guys staying pretty much true to your scope of work?
It depends. It depends on the customer. It really depends. Some investors are just hands off. They just give us the property, set up the scope, and they just want to, just know when it's market ready. Some of them just want to really be involved on design, which faucet they're picking out, every little detail, and those delay projects, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And permits also serve a factor on it. If we have permits and inspections with the city in there, you have to extend that an extra, 2 to 4 weeks, depending on how the city's moving.
Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about your operation. You go, you do an inspection, you get a detailed scope of work done. Obviously, you're checking plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and then you get into the pretty stuff. What is that process once you get started? Because I remember you talked about you have a WhatsApp group with all your plumbers and electricians in it, and people are dropping their day-to-day activity in there. And can you talk a little bit about that, the day-to-day operations?
Yeah. So could I present?
Yes,
I can show you the PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. Let me see. Let's see, share screen. There's a way for you to do it. Now, let me see. Do you see anything that says at the bottom?
Just click share.
Yes. There we go.
Perfect. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Alrighty. What is the button for this? There it goes. Can you guys see the screen now?
Yes, we see the screen. It says Alpha Construction.
Okay. Yep. So who we are? We're a construction company. We do full home renovations, A to Z, start to finish for your properties. We are tailored for investors, customers who are looking to buy a house, flip it, and make a profit. So we price everything for wholesale by line items, and I'll show you guys what that would look like. We do have over 40 crews. A typical flip, if it's around $50,000 rehab, is projected between 3 and 4 weeks. We are headquarters in Farmington Hills, and you just got to find the property, and we will give you a full scope of work. So this is the process. You'll find the property you're thinking about flipping. Make sure your numbers make sense on it with your ARV and your rehab budget and whatnot. And then we'll schedule an inspection with an estimate. One of our estimators will be out there and inspect everything for the property. As soon as you guys close, we would just finalize the scope of work, like the final details of what you guys want to do on your flip. And then you pay us the deposit to get rolling, and our guys will be on site the next day. And then your next step would be to sell it. Is that pretty clear, Joel, on the part that we're just talking?
Yeah. In terms of, I think are you guys still doing the WhatsApp group where you're able to?
Yes, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute.
Okay.
Yep. And then these are the material guidelines. We usually have spec sheets, and these are like typical spec sheets of paint colors, of finished fixtures, carpet, vinyl, whichever kind of fixtures that we're putting out.
Are you showing a different screen right now besides the first one?
Yeah. Are you seeing the material guide now?
No. I still see Alpha Construction, the very first page.
Yeah, Jason, you gotta flip it down. Exactly. Now it's okay.
Yeah, now we can see it.
Okay, let me get this on full screen.
Also, real quick, somebody asked what's the percentage for your deposit? Are you usually taking
We
thirds?
do draws based on the dollar amount. Like if it's over $100,000 order, then we do 20,000 draws through completion, because then we would unleash multiple crews simultaneously at once.
What if it's like 50,000?
50,000, we do it in 10,000 draws then.
Okay. Or if
And
a
as we
person
move
wanted
through
to
the
do,
project, we just go to the next one.
yeah, and if a person wanted to just do half, 25 and 25, they could do that too, right?
Yeah, yeah. We work it out. It's a case by case basis. Depends on the size and volume of the house and how fast we're looking to complete it.
Right. Okay.
Yep. So this is the material guide. This was the process that we were talking about earlier. So we'd find the property you're thinking about getting. And then once you guys run your numbers, we schedule an estimate. Once you close on the property, we finalize our scope, get a deposit, and get started. And then this is the material guide, what that looks like. Typical standard products, like your bathroom vanities. These are the typical ones that go in the flips now that are common and they work. So this keeps your budget on pace too, because there's standard $200, $300 vanities for bathrooms, and some customers like $1,200 vanities. So we price it out with your material budget set on whichever specs we have, on our sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And then also another thing is a lot of people are looking into additions now. Instead of just rehabbing the home and flipping it, they're looking into adding an addition, and there's a lot of values into that because you can now increase the ARV value of the property. You can customize it to have a practical, more modern layout. These are usually the budgets. Like if there's a house, typical house, same apple to apples. If your option one is just a rehab, your profit margin will be at 45,000. By adding an addition, it'll extend the project a little bit more, add more in the rehab budget, but your ARV ends up increasing. And you literally over double your profit margin by adding an addition and increasing the square footage in the practical layout. Some tips to take out is just start with your first flip. We'll help you every step of the way as best we can. Jewel has a lot of connections with lenders, with anything that you guys would need, to get going. You just got to really find those deals. Detroit is a very competitive market. It is growing. It is getting a lot busier. Once these interest rates drop, there's going to be a lot more market activity. So this is the time to really get them under your belt buckle.
Yeah, definitely. 1,000%.
And then this is what the WhatsApp groups look like. So this is one typical group right here. Like these are all the groups. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Are you seeing the WhatsApp on the screen, or are you seeing the?
No, I see final tips and takeaways.
No, the WhatsApp though, we don't see it.
Okay, let me see. All right, let me switch this over.
Exactly, Sheila. She said very organized. I like it.
Yeah, we try. Can you guys see the WhatsApp screen now?
Yes. No, not now. We can't. No.
It's dark.
Wow, that's strange. Yeah, it's the software. I don't know why it's not letting me choose that. Let me see.
By the way, Jason, you do a very good job with the presentation, huh?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, somebody asked, what do you think interest rates are going to drop to?
They say the Feds promised 3 drops last year, and they said we got them. This year, they promised 2 drops, so we don't know. Depends what the president's going to be pushing, with all these new agendas and changes, so we have no idea. But the Fed did promise 2 drops, though, this year.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that we get in the 6s, which will be a significant drop.
Oh, that would be huge, yeah.
Yeah.
So are you guys seeing the WhatsApp screen now?
No, we still don't. Oh, yes, I see it. Yes.
Okay, I don't know what that
Yes,
happened.
now we see it.
I see it.
Perfect. So this is like a, let Let me find a more recent one. So this is a typical job that started on the 27th of January. You guys see that? So this is how the groups start. I start the group, I send the address and lockbox, then I send the invoice, which I finalized. I introduce the crew head and I introduce the owner in the group. And then the updates start. Like this is the owner saying, hey, good morning. And then the updates begin. Like this is the first day we start, like literally next day after deposit, like all this demo already started.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See, in the group, like they send this automatically to the group, like, hey, dumpster's loaded, it's ready to go. Then I look, like we swapped out the dumpster, sent the new one. Then they're sending updates of all the drywall. See, they did all the demo. They already installed the second day, all the drywall in the house. This is a strong team we put on this one. It's a 12-man team. These guys just move fast. You'll see they've been on this house for 10 days. Look, the floors are already self-leveled. They've already fixed all the walls. They already installed the flooring now. Now they painted all the walls. You can see all the paint is finished already.
Impressive.
Like this is, yeah, typical flip. Look, the whole upstairs is already done. Look, he already did the doors, the hinges, the doorknobs. It's already at like finishing stages.
And you started this on January 27th.
27th, he put the deposit down, and that's when we created the group. Like you see, they go. See, at this stage, now he's at tile stage, and this was on Wednesday. Wednesday, they sent that, and then this was Friday. Friday, he sent this. So now they installed the tile. They put the shelves in the corner.
Wow. And you said,
like, this house is real. Like I was calling this guy, like from the first day he put the deposit, we didn't even get a deposit in our account. He's already ready for his second draw. And then literally 2 days later, I was like, man, we're ready for the third draw. What can I do? Like we're flying through it.
Wow.
See, they epoxy the garage floor. So we follow exactly what's on the order. What's on the order is what they follow.
What's on the order is what they follow. They follow the scope of work.
Yeah, follow scope of work, yeah.
But the thing is, when you guys go through, you're looking at all the details, the plumbing, the electrical. So, I mean, honestly, Jason, how many times are you calling back and saying this wasn't on the scope of work? We're going to need more money.
That's what I say. When the customer is more involved, change orders are a lot more frequent. When the customer is less involved and just handles the scope of work and we just go to work, there's nothing to change. They're following everything on the scope. Like change orders are when changes are happening. Like if we have the scope already finalized, we stick to the scope, they go.
But what I'm saying is if they skip to the work, if they, stay with the scope of work that you did, and they're not asking for any changes. My question to you is do you come back and say, oopsies, this happened, or oopsies, that happened?
No, if they have to, let me give you a scenario. Let's say we do the drywall and the whole attic was missing insulation. We didn't catch insulation on our scope of work. For some reason, it was either cluttered or we didn't have access to see what's in the attic, and we'd have to add insulation on. That would be a change order. Hey, we can add it or leave it the way it was. It's your call. But if it's something doesn't come up as we're going through the demo phase and stuff, we don't notice anything behind the walls, there's no reason for a change order. Like this customer has 0 change orders. Like we started on the 27th, everything on the scope is what they're doing. And this is the scope. You guys can see the screen. Yeah. I'll zoom it in so you guys can see it a little clearer. So this has the customer's name, the address, everything. And then this is how it breaks it down by categories. So walls and paint has their category. So this is the interior paint, the drywall repair, demo all the paneling, and the garage epoxy and the floors. So this we already see in the pictures. This whole category has already been completed, 13,000 worth. So this is how we do to pull the draws. We see what's completed. On the kitchen, they demo the cabinets. I gave them the cabinet layout. I didn't see the cabinets in the kitchen. This is the stage they're at now. And this is garbage disposal, kitchen handle, faucets, and backsplash. And then install appliances. They put the appliance package on here. They have the countertops. Like where there's no reason for change orders on this because exactly what's on the scope is what we're doing. If the customer's coming back and saying, oh, change this, oh, modify this, then we have to calculate because if our mirror is a $75 budget on a mirror and the customer wants a $300 mirror and we're only charging $175 total, 75 for the mirror or 100 for the mirror, 75 install, we would have a change order for the material difference, obviously. And you see over here, we have material and budget on every single line item. So it has the mirror budget's 100, the vanity and faucet budget's 350. So as long as everything's within this budget, there's no reason for change orders. But if you're doing a select mirror, that's a different, different charge. This is the flooring, the doors. So this is how it breaks it all down by categories.
Somebody said unexpected issues. I guess you just call the investor, like you said, with the insulation and say, hey, we didn't catch this. This is what it's going to cost. And it's up to them if they want to deal with it or not.
Yeah, correct.
And it's the same thing, Sheila. So that answers your question. Sheila says, what happens when you miss something that's not on the scope of work? Same thing. They'll call and let you know.
Yeah, we will talk about it. Yeah, some customers will say, oh, leave it. We don't have budget for it. Some of them will say, I'll handle it myself. Some of them say, just do it. And we break those down where as fair as possible. We could budget it, labor and material, and just say, this is the cost to get it done. It's up to you.
Yeah. How much is the rehab on this one?
Total on this, 60,000.
And how many square feet?
Not sure. Let me look that up.
Is it 3 or 4 bedrooms?
I don't know. I could look up the address. Let me check. This one's 1,500 square feet, 3 bedroom, 1 bath.
Detroit, west side, east side?
No, Clarkston. This is Clarkston.
Clarkston. Okay. All right. Do you mind sharing the purchase price and the ARV?
I don't know. It's not my flip. I have no idea.
Okay. Okay, cool. But 1,500 square feet. Okay. And gut, everything's getting updated. Are you putting the new HVAC air conditioning in there, or was it one already?
No, this one had a boiler system, so that saved them budget because we didn't have to touch the HVAC. We only had to put a thermostat in there and do a service test on it to make sure it's working. $600. That's all they have on HVAC.
Got it. So their house does have air conditioning.
No, this one doesn't. It's got a boiler system.
Got it. Okay.
Every house is different. It depends what we unpack as we get in there.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. All right. This was really good. This was very helpful. I think you answered pretty much everything that I wanted to hear. So on average,
let me show you guys what a typical back end looks like on this.
Okay.
Present this one. So this is the customer portal. I don't know why it's not sharing. There it goes.
Here we go.
So this is what the customer would actually see on their end. So this is like a typical job over here. So this is the invoice. And any change orders, they're put in automatically on there as this. So she had change orders of windows going in, and that was approved. Windows in extra demo that was needed in there. So that was a change order because she wanted to add on windows. So we would just do a separate change order like this.
Nice. When let me ask you, when you do your scope of work, are you just always assume recessed lights in the main area and kitchen, new windows if needed? Do you just assume that, or the customer needs to tell you?
They would tell us. We would notice it during our walkthrough and add it to the scope of work, and then it's up to the customer to say, yeah, do it or not, because it's all budget related. Some items are on wish lists. Some of them gotta be done.
Right.
It's about the integrity of the house,
Right. But I'm assuming you probably make recommendations to them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Versus if it's a rental. Yeah, if it's a rental versus if it's a flip, because those are going to be two separate things.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and the customer has full approval on these. Like on the back end, we send an email and they approve every single item. Yes, no, maybe. And then they just call me and we finalize.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, this was really good. Somebody said, is there a percentage charge for change orders? I don't think so, no.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay, that's good. Okay, I think you covered everything. Does anyone else have any other questions for him? Average time of work completed. I would probably say, well, I mean, every house is going to be different. So, like, this house is probably going to take you guys, what, 4 weeks? 5, 4, 5?
This one here, no, this one's with permits, interior, exterior. This one's a really major job. This one's about a 6 to 8 week flip.
Okay. Okay, cool. Cool. Good. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Is your price, do you feel like your pricing is competitive, Jason, or what?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So we're volume oriented. We're not like, let's do 10 jobs and get the most we can out of it. We're like, let's do 100 jobs and make our margin on everything, minimal margin. So that's why we have it based on volume.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. Is pulling permits included or shows up as an additional cost?
It's an additional cost.
Okay. Do you have a range?
A range for what?
Do you have a range for what it costs usually to pull permits?
Yeah, I'd allow about $3,000 budget for building, plumbing, electrical, and HVAC.
Do you include that usually in the scope?
Yeah. Well, we add in the scope like an allowance, and if it's more like sometimes the city of Detroit will require you to put a bond down or require you to put a bigger deposit down, and if it costs $5,000 in permits, we just adjust that. That's not in our control.
Yeah. You see, pricing is going up in the city of Detroit. Property taxes are going up. You started this a couple years ago. Investors are coming from all over the world to invest in the city of Detroit right now. And what would you say about what you see happening there, and why I think it's that everyone should be moving somewhat with some urgency, honestly? Because I think that in 5 years, it might be priced out like Jersey and other places. It'll just be so expensive that only the wealthy can really invest. Now, the everyday guy can get in if he's got a little support and community and some help to lead him, by the way. What's your kind of thought on investing in Detroit?
No, absolutely. This is the time to do it. And you got to really be selective. Detroit is a block by block basis. Like it really depends where you're looking at. So you have to really see, like there's historic district in Detroit. When you're dealing with historic, your timetable changes a lot, especially if there's exterior modifications, because they all have to be approved by the district. And those can delay jobs. I've had a job delayed 1 year over historic district approvals. So it's stuff that you got to beware when you're entering into that category. Like just, the windows themselves, if you're doing 20 windows on these massive, Boston Edison district, these run $1,200 to $1,800 a window when they're wood framed, and they had to be for the historic district. So you just got to really beware and know where you're getting into block by block.
Yeah. How many would you say in the city investors versus investors that are coming from all over places that don't live in Michigan?
Oh, there's a lot of out-of-state investors. Our state's 50-50 right now between local and out-of-state.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of out-of-state investors coming in. Like this one that I showed you guys in Clarkston, they're out of Chicago. That investment group's out of Chicago. We have investment groups out of New York, investment groups out of California. And they just buy our properties and they do everything remote. They just dispatch us out and we just go to work.
Your demographic, do you have any other Black women in your group besides us?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We do a lot of work everywhere.
From everywhere. Yeah. All right. Well, great. I thanks Jason for jumping on here tonight. I don't know, was Miguel going to say anything? Did you want to say anything, Miguel?
Thank you so much for the information. It was very helpful for me. Okay.
Awesome. I love
Yep.
it. All right. Thanks so much for jumping on. You guys have a good
Thank you, guys.
night.
Have a great day. Anything we can do, let us know.
I will. Thanks.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
Okay, guys. So you heard it. That was very, very, very good. And hopefully, and again, there's, there are contractors on the spectrum, right? You got contractors like him who are going to go in there super quick, get it done. I think his pricing is competitive, but he's probably a little bit more on the higher side, but it's fast, right? And then you can go with the other one. So one of the things that we did here to Certify Before is I would just kind of say, hey, this is the contractor that I'm recommending. But now what we've started to do is we're going to give everybody like 6 or 7 contractors that they can call themselves, okay, and talk to them and interview them and see how they feel about them and what their fit is, because there's so many different personalities. And obviously Jason's company is probably one of the most organized and fastest that we work with. Besides, we got Ya on the team, who's also fast and good. And, we've got some other people that are definitely doing their thing. Jason is probably the most organized, hands down. You guys saw that WhatsApp thing is crazy. 12 people in a house, 12 people in every house. That's the team that he has, which is why he's knocking out flips in literally 2 weeks. Literally 2 weeks. I'm watching him do it. I'm like, wow, like no games. He started that house January 27th, and here he is on the 10th, already ready for the last draw. And it's just been February 27th to the 10th. What is that? Just at 2 weeks, right? So, you've got that where you might be able to get somebody else to do the same thing. And maybe you're paying $40,000, but maybe they're going to be in there 3 months. You see what I'm saying? 4 months. They're not going to have a team of 12. So you all will have an opportunity to determine what kind of team, what you want, what your budget is. Now, remember, the lenders are going to pay for the rehab. So that part is nice. So it's not like it's necessarily coming out of your pocket. You just have to pay the initial part to get started, but you don't have to really pay out of your pocket for the rehab. Again, you're just paying for the initial part to get going, but the lender is really giving you the capital to do all of your rehab. Okay. So that's important to know. I do have a text lady's information. If you want to text me at the 615-802-7530 number, I will send over her link and you can set up a call with her. But yeah, so I hope that kind of helps you. And I hope that you all kind of, go ahead and say, okay, let me make some real moves to go ahead and get started in this market. I have a good girlfriend named Nate who is an investor in Jersey since 2012, doing her thing. Then she hit me up, said, Jewel, I'm gonna have to come to Detroit and play and start investing just because Jersey is priced out. And so now she's, we've been looking for multifamilies and hopefully this offer will go through on this one. But, my point is that it's really important that you understand the urgency and the time. Can you invest anywhere in the country? Absolutely, you can, but all cities are not created equal. There's a reason that people are coming from all over the world, and it's because there's still a very low entry point to get into in the city of Detroit, which I don't think it's not going to stay that way. Everything is a window, everything is time. And so that's why I'm really like, listen, please. I think it is now more important than ever that you get yourself prepared, that you get your credit together. We got credit strategists that will help you. We got lenders that will help you get the capital. We got contractors, as you just had an opportunity to hear from. We have everything that you need from beginning to end to make sure that you are really good and building a portfolio, because remember, real estate is always bullish, and then rent is always bullish. And as those interest rates come down, you refi, you lower your note, and then you're going to be able to continue to increase your rent. Now your profitability is going to continue to increase every single year on that property. And so I want you to really take it seriously and say, hey, if you don't own a home, consider getting a duplex. Maybe you live in one, you rent out the other ones, right? Or maybe you live in one, but you get a 3-door, you get a 4-door. The key is to get started. The key is to move ahead. And so for those of you that are ready to get started, you're ready to do that buy and flip and or that buy and hold, we have a 25K package. That 25K package basically allows you to get multiple families over the next 12 months. I had a meeting with our grant girl who will help you get your 501c3 so you can get your affordable housing grants. Also have property tax exemption on your properties, but there's multiple millions of dollars in grants. I actually have a meeting with 2 big grant funders that are going to be giving us grants for the affordable housing that I'm doing. But here's the thing, it's enough money for everybody. I want to be able to call and tell, the lady I'm talking to, Beth, I want to put you on with Heather. Heather is doing an affordable housing, and I want you to talk to her about her program. Hey, I want to put you on with Karen. I want you to hear what she's doing. Listen, there's no reason. There's enough money. There's no shortage of money right now. You just got to start moving strategically and get yourself hooked in these right relationships so you can make the right moves and make the right plays so we can get on down the street and really get you into a flow of wealth that will be just phenomenal. See, every time I hear about DI being cut, I think, okay, Jewel, I got that. I'm going to take responsibility for those veterans and those zip codes. Okay, I'm going to take responsibility for those people on Section 8. Okay, I'm going to take responsibility for those high schools or those colleges or those HBCUs. Like, that's how we have to start to think. You got to start thinking ownership. You got to start thinking the wealth is not just for your mansion and your Rolls Royce, though I do want you to have both of those yourself. Don't get me wrong. I want you to have all that, but you got to have enough wealth, not just for yourself, but to be able to fund and help communities because we really look to government, I think, too much. And the reality is nobody's going to have your best interest like somebody that look like you and from the same, you see what I'm saying? Ain't nobody really going to take care of you like you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like when you didn't feel good, what you want? My mama. I'm good and grown. And if I don't feel good, I still be like, Mom. Because she's not going to take care of you. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with our schools, our HBCUs, our high schools, our hospitals, our inner city schools. There's nobody that's going to take care of the inner city youth quite like a Vivian or quite like a Charlene. So we have to start to think that way, because as we begin to think that way, as a man thinketh miracle, then so is he. But if I keep sitting back and being mad at the cuts, that's not going to change it. But what can change it is if I can get in a position of rulership and ownership. Martin Luther King couldn't sit back and whine about what President Kennedy or Nixon wasn't doing. He started to make strides to do that. And we're doing that right now. Literally, I hope you guys are not shopping at Target right now because we have to make an economic statement. So there are going to be multiple things. And I'm not saying everybody is going to do everything, but I do want to see most of us investing in real estate. I think it's very, very important. I think if you don't, you're going to look up and be ticked at the amount of rent that you're paying out every single month, because those prices are going to continue to go up. And so I want you all to be in a position where you are the landlord. So now we can set the price and these zip codes and make sure that affordable housing is available for the people in our communities that I believe that we are responsible for taking care of. So I really want to encourage you to reach out to me, text wealth to 615-802-7530 and just text invest. Text invest. Once you get into that community, let me know that you're ready to get started. And then we also have a 10K package, and that's for one buy and flip or one buy and hold. So the 25K is for the multiple families. We're going to get as many doors as possible over the next 12 months. We also have a company that will fund that money for you. And then, of course, the 10K for those of you that want to just do one buy and flip or one buy and hold. And then hopefully after that, you get a little taste of what the possibilities are and you're ready to keep going. Okay. All right. So listen, thank you so much for jumping on this live. Please make sure you share this feed with a family member a friend, and let's begin to make social impact and financial impact in our communities. Thanks again. Don't forget to text wealth to 615-802-7530 to get continued updates. All right. You guys have a good night. God bless. Bye-bye.